I'm here today to show you the Stihl HL-100, or as I like to call it, the blackberry destroying machine. You have to look like this if you're going to go kill blackberries. You have to wear a shirt. I don't give a donkey something because it's miserable work. But with this machine, it's the closest I've had to fun in taking control of them. You can also do hedges. You can also do any of the weed whacking you want. It comes with 3 blades in the package deal and a tool to change them. That's a little $30 item, don't lose it. Weed whacker, hedge trimmer, and this is a metal blade that works on heavy grasses, anything up to maybe a 1/4 inch thick, 1/8 inch thick, it'll knock it back. If you stall it out a lot, you're hitting things, and it's coming to an abrupt halt, you're wearing out the clutch, so you need to change or you need to cut. This will go anything up to about 3/4 of an inch, quite impressive. This is my favorite for blackberry, and my friend who's a gardener for King County for 20 years says there is nothing better than this. It doesn't come with a guard, so you wave it around like a saber. The engine itself is pretty easy. Same system on almost every small engine. There is a fuel carburetor button right here, this clear. You depress this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, and you'll see the bubble get fuller and fuller of liquid, if that's a word. Filling. There's a choke itself that you twist. This is on choke, this is off choke, and you run it like this if you're having a hard time starting it, and always when you start it cold, you put the choke on. The fuel tank is notoriously fussy on Stihls. You want to make sure you close it right or you'll dribble gas, it'll catch fire. Dangerous. So the fuel tank does a twist 90 degrees, and then you pull a little harder than you think you need to, and it pops out, pushes back in again, twists 90 degrees until there's a hinged piece of plastic here. Fits over that V, and you push it down. If you're not doing it right, look at the video again. I've done it wrong 20 times, that's why I know. Starting it, pretty easy. Your finger, index finger, is on the gas trigger. You have the start stop on to start, and you pull. Doesn't need to be choked. Normally it's a little easier to start up. It's hot, so it kind of chokes up. The machinery all goes on a Stihl's patented fixture system. And so each one of these slides on statically. You'll feel nice static. There it is. Hit. You'll see it go all the way up to the dirt line, and you know it's set. Connection. You hear that click. Nice, good one. If you don't, you'll hear the head spin and it won't start. You take your handy tool by Stihl. It's got a star head on it. And you tighten down the 2 bolts until there's a little bit of metal that pinches and closes. When you're up close, you can see it happen. Until that seals well, and then give it a 1/4 turn more. Again, the idea is it doesn't slip off, not that you're going to put it on and, go drive on a highway on it. Once you're hooked up, this particular attachment's nice because you can pull this back and set your blade at whatever you want to. Remembering you've got a 18-inch long saber on the end of this to hack at whatever you want. It's great for reaching those hard-to-reach blackberries, which I'm going to do today. And it makes a miserable job into actually kind of fun. So now you have your head that works. blackberry saver. Quite incredible. Use that. Remember, wear your glasses. Bring a tarp with you and put it out underneath the blackberries, and wherever you cut them, when you mince it up with this, roll it up in the tarp, put it in the back of a pickup or somewhere for trash. It's a great way to get rid of them. Look, I'm not scratched. It's all under control. This head's interesting. Let's talk about these quick. Here's an interesting thing about Stihl. There's 40 feet of line in this. And the way you activate it is that you have it under full speed and you tap the head firmly, hard on the ground. Twice, it'll put out enough line and it will self-cut on this little piece of barb. It's a great weed whacking head. 40 feet of line will last you all day. We'll show, well, everything comes with that much line on it. Comes pre-installed, so you don't have to hassle with that. This I can't say enough about. Hey, Joe wanted me to explain a couple more things to you guys. This blade attachment that's on it right now, it's about 30 bucks, and it's really not meant for cutting this kind of blackberry where you want to cut it level. A lot of people think that that's what you swing around, and the problem is that you hook up this piece of plastic in the bush and you can't pull it through okay. That's why this hedge pruning attachment is so effective. What this is really for is for folding over heavy grass and small saplings and cutting back ivy. When you want to cut it back to the ground, you move this very smoothly along the ground, and it pushes more material than the weed string will, and it doesn't bog down as easy. So I'll give you a quick demonstration of how that works back here. But it is not for cutting back blackberries. It's an expensive blade. All of them are, of course, expensive. So you want to use them for what their purpose is. So let me show you real fast. It cuts up everything, including the blackberry that I run it into. It's kind of what man's closest thing they've come into to a tiny little laser sword for cutting up vegetable matter and blackberry and everything else. So you'll find your place for it. You run it into a rock a couple times, not the end of the world. You run it into a rock 20, 25 times, it's really a drag. We might even stick you for a blade. You know, maybe you want to run it into it, just pay for the blade. That's cool too. It's no big deal. The big deal is just don't bog down that motor, because when you bog down this motor, it means that you're using the clutch. This thing is meant to be used at high speeds with the finger all the way down, or medium speeds and being careful with it. But it's not meant to be start and stopped a lot. And you'll find it's hard to do. They really, German engineering that went into this thing is worth every penny. It won't break on you. These blades won't blow apart on you. You won't have a fracture in the carbon that causes one of these things to wing off in your eyes. Could happen, and the directions that you have to read will tell you that it could. But I just feel safer using a Stihl and knowing all the German engineering hours into it. Be safe, have fun.